love a good, simple mind hack? Well, I do. And so today I'm going to be sharing with you a simple mind hack that will make your goals reality. And if you're anything like me, when it comes to goal setting, it's got to feel real. Now, I'm not into any sort of techniques or processes unless I can fully understand how it's going to actually work and it makes sense to me. Right? So there's a big what's in it for me. I'm a very why person. Why would I even want to entertain this? Why would I even want to spend my energy or time thinking about this or learning this? And so the why is, it's got to be relevant. It's got to be relevant to me. It's got to be, I can see how I'm going to get a benefit out of this. Because I'm not going to put my time and energy and focus into something unless I think it's worth my while. And, I don't want to set myself up for just doing stuff. And it's not even the disappointment of something not working. It's more like, I don't want to waste my time. Right? I don't want to waste my time doing something that's not fun and doesn't get me any kind of result that I want. I don't even want to waste my brain power learning about something that's not relevant to me. So I'm kind of lazy like that, right? I'm a bit lazy like that. I'm like, if I'm going to spend time and energy in this, it's got to make sense, and it's got to be something that I'm like, yeah, I'm hooked in. I can see there's a benefit. So one of the things that I've got very good at as an NLP Master Trainer is not just teaching NLP, but teaching it in a way that people can apply the concepts to real life. And it excites me to step up to the challenge of explaining things in a way that people can resonate with and actually apply. So like teaching for me is like the most fun thing to do, because, when people get that penny drop moment, like it's like, yes, it's a win. Like I feel like I've got to the next level of the game, right? It's like a new level of understanding that I've been able to communicate, and the person gets it, and they're actually going to make use of what they've just learned, right? It's the what's in it for them. So that really excites me. And, the truth is that one of the reasons why I love teaching so much is it gives me an opportunity for more learning, right? Like teaching is just another level of learning, and I'm a bit of a learning kind of junkie where I think that it's relevant. And so the NLP training that I just delivered last week was incredible. There were students there who were massage therapists, there was a Lifeline volunteer, there was a therapist who works with children in the NDIS sector. There's a lady who does like pro-aging and body image coaching for people, that are 60 and above. There was a lady that does life coaching for mums. There was all these amazing people. And they all asked the most insightful questions through like learning how the mind works and how we create our reality through our thoughts and our language and the pictures that we make in the mind, and the feelings that we have, and these questions were just getting deeper and deeper and deeper as we were going through the week. And because they experience these internal changes. So when I'm teaching NLP, it's not just like, oh, you come and learn this content. It's like you learn an actual hands-on set of tools and techniques so that you know how to not just use them for other people, but you know what it's like to experience those changes from within yourself. And it's a very, very powerful process of transformation. So people they do not leave this training the same as they come in, and in a positive way, that is. And towards the end of the training, I teach people how to set goals in a way that makes them become your reality by gauging the unconscious mind. Because when we think about, how does the mind work, your conscious mind is the goal setter. So your conscious mind is logical and it's factual and it loves, the details and planning and all those kinds of things. And it says, yes, I want to achieve this goal. So maybe it's in business and you're like, yes, I want to make 10K a month, or I want to have X amount of clients, or, whatever it is. It's your conscious mind that decides that that's what it wants. But here's the thing. It's your unconscious mind that's the goal getter, right? Your conscious mind is the goal setter and your unconscious mind is the goal getter. So you need to know how to communicate with your own unconscious mind so that you make goals compelling and aligned with your values and your beliefs and what are the unconscious conditioning that you've got to make your goals a reality? Because otherwise you just set goals all day long and then don't actually do anything that makes them happen. And so, there's some really important things that people need to understand about when you set a goal. And most people miss this, right? So most people understand, there's goal setting, and, I write out these goals of the things that I want to have, and, I'm going to put them in the future and those kinds of things, think about them in the future. But the thing that's really important that you have to know about goal setting is that it's not just writing out a goal, right? It's creating a future moment in time that you are going to experience. And so you have to bring your identity into this. Like actually, you are going to experience this moment in time. It's not like a dissociated goal. It's like some kind of thought of something that might happen for someone. It's you're actually going to experience a moment in time in the future where you have created this goal for yourself and you're living it and you're experiencing it. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do this in a very, very simple way that you can apply for yourself. This is a quick and important message to let you know the Coaching Circle podcast is proudly sponsored by Toni Everard Coaching, your go-to coaching, communication and business mindset specialist and NLP Master Trainer. Are you ready for an identity shift to break through to the next level in your life and business? I'm here to help you tap into your inner power so you can fulfill your grand life purpose. Book a personalized one-to-one strategy call with me to supercharge your business mindset, coaching and communication skills. Let's work together to elevate your success and amplify your impact. Head to the link in the show notes to schedule your strategy call today. So the first bit that you may be familiar with when it comes to goal setting. So I'll tell you about the whole process. And like I said, the first bit you might be familiar with, but then there's a twist. All right, there's a twist that's coming at the end. So you've got to listen in for the whole thing. Because the first bit you're going to go, oh yeah, I've heard about this. Yes, but you haven't heard about the twist at the end. Okay, so the first bit is SMART goals, right? And every person that I've ever spoke to in the last few years has heard about SMART goals. If you haven't, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. SMART goals are essentially, SMART's an acronym for how do you create a well-formed goal. So your goal should be specific. Okay, you need to know specifically what it is that you want to achieve. And it has to be specific because reality is specific. Okay, the moment in time that you're experiencing right now is specific. There's specific details, right? Like right now, you are in a specific location, specifically listening to me talk to you on this specific podcast. And it's a specific day, it's a specific time, right? You're wearing specific things. Reality is specific. Physical reality is specific. So a goal needs to be specific. Okay, also it needs to be measurable. Okay, so the S is for specific, M's for measurable, and because reality is measurable, right? You can measure your current reality. You know how many days it is from today till the end of the week, right? You know the size, your size of your body could be measured. Anything about you right now could be measured, right? And in science and things, they've got all kinds of formulas that they can measure complete totality of reality, right? But anyway, your reality right now is measurable. Okay, so your goal needs to be measurable. How do you measure that you've got that goal, that you're in that, at where you're at? And then the A in SMART's for achievable because, well, that's pretty obvious, right? It has to be achievable in your perception. And A also stands for as if now. So you've got to think about it as if now is happening. That goal, that moment in time that you're creating is happening right now. Because this is how your mind's going to interpret it when it's happening. And so you need to interpret it as if it's happening now so that your mind recognizes that as an actual moment in time. And so it's going to be that current reality. when you have achieved that goal. And the R in SMART stands for realistic. And, it's fair to say that with what you know about reality and the resources that you have available, that it can happen, okay? The goal can happen. So, for example, if you said, I want to make $1 million by next week, and you don't have any type of business or investment or anything else in place that's going to likely make that happen, wouldn't be necessarily very realistic. Okay, so realistic is in about reality and the resources that you have available for how this can happen in the context of the time frame and whatever context else makes it realistic. And then the T in SMART goals stands for timed. And so when it's going to happen, because as humans, we have a reference to time. Okay, the difference between now, where we are now, and what's happened in the past and what's happened in the future. And any kind of goal that happens in the future, there's time is relevant as to how many steps and how long it's going to take us to fulfill those steps and achieve that goal. And it's also relevant contextually because, again, if you said, I want to make $1 million, you don't put a time on it, right? Like tomorrow, it's not going to happen, likely, if you don't have the resources in place to create that $1 million. But then again, if you make that $1 million in like 50 years' time, well, then it might not have the same meaning to you in 50 years' time, right? It might be that $1 million isn't relevant in 50 years' time. Who knows? So you're going to have a time around, where it creates the context of that goal. And so the key is then once you've got this SMART goal, so it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, it's timed, the key to this is now that you have to make it as a realistic internal representation and being as realistic as the one you're having right now. So the moment wherever you are right now, that's reality. You need to create a representation in your mind of your goal that's just as realistic as now. And so you do that by, visualizing what is it that I'll see. Okay, what is it that I'll see? And when you make pictures in your mind, pictures that are very real are often in color, they're big, they're sort of close to you. There's an elements to those pictures where they feel really real. And they're also, when you experience this, there might be sounds that you can hear. So either sounds of something that's going on around you or something that someone's saying to you or things that you're saying to yourself. So you want to create these that are attached in this internal representation that you're having of this goal that you've achieved. Now, there will also be feelings. Okay, there'll be feelings. So the only time we set a goal is when we feel like that in achieving that goal, we're going to feel in some kind of positive way. Okay, we don't set goals where we think, I'm going to be very neutral and couldn't care less about that, right? We don't set goals where we think, I'm going to feel worse if I achieve that. We don't set goals in that way. We set goals in a way that we believe in our mind that we're going to feel some kind of positive emotion when we achieve that goal. It's the same as anything. Like if you go and buy something, it's not really about the thing that you're buying. It's how you think you're going to feel when you have that thing in your possession. Okay, so goals are going to have a positive feeling around them. That moment in time needs to have a positive feeling attached to it so that it's compelling for you. You're going to be motivated towards that good feeling, positive representation of you having achieved this goal. Okay, so you need to be able to do that in your mind, right? Really vision this goal, this moment in time, and really have this big, clear, realistic picture, representation of it. The sounds, just as you were right there, you can hear the sounds and those feelings that are really positive and compelling that will really program your unconscious mind that this is what you want to create, right? That you want to be there, that it's compelling. And so when you do this, you're programming your unconscious mind and essentially your internal filters to be looking for things to make this reality, okay? And so essentially there's another process that you can do that I teach at NLP that fully energizes. You put all your life force energy into this picture of your goal, and then you can put it out into your future timeline. And there's a particular technique you can do for that. But if you don't know timeline therapy, you can literally just imagine this goal being out in the time, however you represent the future, and imagine this goal going out and this picture going out into your future. And so essentially what you're doing is creating a future memory. What is a future memory, do I hear you ask? A future memory. Well, think about what are your memories in the past like, right? If you think about your memories in the past, they've got pictures, they've got sounds, they've got feelings, right? So you're doing the same thing as creating a memory of your goal, but you're putting it in the future. So it's got pictures, it's got sounds, it's got feelings, it's got this sense of reality about it, okay? And it's how you know, you already have future memories, right? You already have future memories. It's how you know what you're doing in the future. Okay, and here's the thing about future memories is that you take action on them consistently through thought and planning and action that makes them happen. Okay, now this is the twist I'm about to share with you now. So at NLP Practitioner Training, because look, we're in December, it's very topical at this time of year that people are thinking about Christmas. And right, you think about Christmas. Now, Christmas is a bit of a universal experience. And I know that, look, there's some people that probably don't have the most positive experience of Christmas. And I appreciate that. And if that's you, perhaps this analogy won't work for you. Perhaps, right? But hear me out. When we think about Christmas, right, and this is the penny drop moment that everyone in the room had. It's very topical. So when we think about Christmas, everyone has a future memory of Christmas, right? A future representation of Christmas where you're guaranteed that there's going to be Christmas, okay? Unless you don't believe in Christmas or whatever else. I know there's other whatever caveats to this, but this is for people who believe in Christmas and want to think about Christmas, okay? And so you have this future memory of Christmas, and you'll know what you're doing for Christmas. You'll know who's going to be there. You'll know what you need to do in preparation, whether that's gift shopping, outfit shopping, decoration shopping, decorating your house, inviting people to come, making phone calls, organising transport, working out what's going to happen in the fridge, what's going to happen in the cooking schedule, where's it going to barbecue? Do we need to clean outdoor furniture? There'll be all of this planning that's going on and leading up to it, you're like scanning, you're keeping your eyes out for, what am I going to buy for the kids, or what am I going to get for my partner, or, what recipes do I want to make this year? All of these kinds of things are all part of your thoughts and processes and planning for Christmas, okay? Because you're just like, this is Christmas, it's there, it's going to happen. And so I think about it, I plan for it, I take actions around that. And I'm never ever sitting there going, what if Christmas doesn't happen? What if, what if Christmas gets cancelled? Nobody thinks about that, right? You just go, yes, I'm certain that Christmas is going to happen, and you keep thinking about it, planning for it, and creating it, okay? Now, even if your Christmas is going to be a little bit unusual. So, for example, this year I'm going to spend Christmas on Hamilton Island in Queensland with my daughter. And so that's not my usual Christmas. It's something that I've never done before. It's somewhere I've never been before. I haven't even spent Christmas away from the rest of my family in the last, ever, right? But this year, I'm going to have Christmas with just my daughter in a different state on an island I've never been to before. And although there's so many other variables, I've not experienced this before, I believe that it's going to happen. Okay, I believe that it's 100% going to happen. So I've booked my flights. I've booked a golf buggy to get around the island on when I get there. I've organised my accommodation. I've made sure my cat will be looked after while I'm away. I've let the rest of my family know. I've organised, another time to catch up with them. And in other words, what I've done is I've created a future memory, a SMART goal. So this whole thing going for Christmas in Hamilton Island, it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, it's timed. I've got the internal pictures and feelings that go with that. I play the movies in my mind, or I think about how much fun we'll be having driving around in the golf buggy, and we're looking at, doing this cruise around the Whitsundays on Christmas Day. So I put in inquiries for that. Like, all of this is going on in my mind, and there's all these positive feelings towards it, and I'm doing all the planning and I'm doing all these things. But do I know it's 100% guaranteed to happen? Well, I believe 100% that it's going to happen, but I'm also aware as a adult human that there's a possibility that something could happen to stop that going ahead. I mean, there's been Cyclone Jasper that's been coming across, headed towards Queensland. It's now looking like it's higher than Hamilton Island, which is great, not great for those people, but there could be a cyclone, there could be a plane strike, there could be illnesses, there could be a whole bunch of stuff that could happen that would stop me from going there, but I'm not attached to any of those things, right? I'm not focusing on them. I don't have any negative energy about it. I'm congruent in my belief that this will happen, and I'll be in Hamilton Island on Christmas Day, and so I'm acting like it's going to happen. And this is exactly what you need to do with any goal in your life. Okay, any goal in your life, treat it like it's Christmas. And if, Christmas is just a universal, right? We all go, yes, it's going to happen. But you can do it with other things that you know is going to happen. So, if you do a specific thing on your birthday every year and you plan and make that happen, you can treat your goals like that, right? Whatever it is that you have a clear image and 100% belief that it's going to happen, and that you take action in making that happen, that's what you need to treat your goals like. You have that clear image, you have all specific details of what it's going to be like at that very moment, and just like the sun's coming up tomorrow, just like that Christmas is happening on the 25th of December, you take action that supports your goal in happening just like you said it would. Okay, so, you don't go, well, I don't know if the sun's going to come up tomorrow, really, so I'm just going to wait and see what happens before I plan my day. No, you go about your day like you believe the sun's going to come up. You go about your weeks and years and months that Christmas is going to happen. That's what you've got to do when you set goals in any area of your life. And the other thing that you have to do is when you set a goal, you need to take immediate action. Okay, so the moment that you decide that goal is in your reality, you need to act in a way that supports it being in your reality. Okay, so you don't set a goal in your future timeline and go, oh, I'll start on Monday or I'll start next week. That doesn't support your belief that you're now the person that has this outcome in your future. Okay, so the bigger amount of action that you put into that goal and taking action towards achieving it, the moment that you put that goal in your timeline, the more the energy supports you in creating that and making sure that it happens. Okay, so this is what I love about NLP, right? Is that you're already doing things in certain areas of your life really well. And there's a structure to that. There's a structure to how you're doing that. And once you discover the structure, you can replicate it in other areas of your life, and it makes it super easy and motivating to do. Okay, so I would love to know, has this concept around treating your goals like Christmas, has it changed the way you think about goal setting? Does it help you understand that you're already very good at creating your future reality? Because that's what goal setting is all about. So I would love some feedback about that. Drop a comment, because I'm all about these simple mind hacks. And if this has been a simple mind hack that has worked for you, and you can start thinking about your goals, whether it's in business, your health, whatever it is, and start thinking about it, in a way that makes it real and makes it happen, and maybe makes it as happy as Christmas, then I would love to know.